welcome to the So Sweet Violet podcast. My name's Jules and this is my podcast all about my crafty life. Today is the 10th of May, Wednesday the 10th of May. It's such a beautiful spring day. Mabel and I have just come back from the most gorgeous walk. It's like my perfect weather. It's quite cool but very sunny with a lovely breeze, so all the leaves are kind of wafting around and looking really fresh and green. It was beautiful, and I've just actually posted a picture on Instagram because we saw a white horse. And I think I've been watching too much Once Upon a Time lately, because we drove up to the walk and I saw this white horse and I instantly thought, it's a unicorn. Honestly, I wish that so much. I seem to be seeing a lot of white horses lately. I wonder if that's got some meaning. It probably has. So anyway, we had a beautiful walk and I feel very refreshed and invigorated. So where can you find me, I think? So you can find me on my blog, So Sweet Violet. And if you go to the bar below this video, if you're on YouTube, there'll be a link straight to my blog, and if you're watching this from my blog then you'll know where my blog is, I guess. You can also find me on Ravelry, where we also have a podcast group called So Sweet Violet, which at the moment we're running our Be Happy Along. You can also find me on Instagram, where I'm pretty busy most of the time. And a little note actually on Instagram. Recently I've added a new link to my Instagram bio, I think it's called, isn't it? And this link is called Linktree, and there's a website. I think I found it through somebody else's. I was watching Hannah on the Road and she said about this, and there's a website called linktree.com, I think, where you can, so you add the Linktree link to your Instagram bio, which is so easy. And I use my laptop and went on linktree.com, and you're able to add all the links to all your different websites. So I added, hey Papa. So I added, what did I add? My blog, Ravelry, YouTube, my shop, Pinterest. Do you want to see Mabel? Come here, Papa. Do you want to come and say hello to everybody? Oh, he's up there. Look, what's up here? Hey, Papa. Hey, Papa. Hello. Hello, pretty girl. Look up here. Mabel, look. Oh, do you like her new collar? Oh, you look so pretty, don't you? You sliding off. There. Look at your long neck. Somebody said you look like a baby giraffe. Hey, Papa. You can smell something nice. Yes, I know. Right, I'm going to put you down. Say bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Hello. So cute. Aren't you? You're just too cute. Okay, there you go. What was I saying? Yes, so that's Linktree. So if you go onto my Instagram bio, click on the link, it will take you to another site with all of my links on. I think maybe there's 6, I put 6 links, but I think you can put as many as you like. So that's really good, because before you could only add 1 link to Instagram, and I was never sure whether to put my YouTube link or my blog link or my shop link, and I was always asked for the one that I didn't have. So hopefully that's solved that problem. It's a good girl. Good girl, puppy. I also have an Etsy shop where I sell my project bags and stitch markers, and I've got a new little thing coming up which I'll keep as a surprise. And I think that's it. So, shall we get on to finished things? Okay, before we get going on finished things, I'm just going to have a sip of my tea, which is in my gorgeous and special mug from my lovely friend Alice. You've seen this before. I love it. And I'm drinking sweet rhubarb tea. It's lovely, actually. Oh, sweetheart. There we go, Sweet Rhubarb Tea by Taylor's. And it's really delicious. That was a gift actually with some yarn I recently bought. Yeah, so finished things. Okay, first up are my Spreading the Love socks. Oops, sorry, I've got my blockers on my lap. There you go. These are the socks that I used, so I'm really distracted because I normally shut Mabel in her pen, which she loves. She's not bothered about that at all. And, well, I podcast, but today I thought I'd just let her roam free and see what happens. And she was sitting next to me for a while, now she's just wandered off. So I'm trying to be more free and easy. Anyway, back to the socks. So my friend wanted to learn to knit socks, so of course I wanted to help her, and I knit these socks with her. So we did the toe together, and then we knit the leg. She went away and knit the leg, then she came back and we knit the heel, and then she knit the leg and the cuff, and it worked really well and we had such a nice time, and she is now a sock knitter. Yay! But these were knit out of Regia Design Line. It says Arnie and Carlos. I'll show you that. The colourway, it was called something and I cannot for the life of me remember, but the colour is 03653. I'm going to move those blockers. I'll just show you here. It's really pretty. I do love these self-patterning yarns. They're exciting to knit with. So basically I used my usual whirlwind toe, and for the rest of the sock pattern, the actual shape of the sock, I used Abby Morris's Time for Tea pattern. But I didn't do the stitch texture because that pattern has a lovely dot texture. But because I was teaching my friend Mackie to knit socks for the first time, although she was desperate to knit a pattern into it, I thought first time, let's just keep it simple because it's complicated enough doing a heel, isn't it? Let's face it. So yes, I followed the pattern for Time for Tea socks for the heel and the gusset and the stitches, and it makes a really nice heel. And I used a contrast colour for the heel, which the heel colour was Sakosu 0 or O, I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing the details I must have put on Ravelry for the colour of the contrast, and also obviously all the details on Ravelry of my stitch count, needle size, probably a link to the toe as well. I've put a link on, I think most of my socks that I've used this whirlwind toe because I get a lot of questions about that. I've put a link to the webpage with the pattern for this toe on most of my sock projects that I've used it for. Yes, I really love them. I can't remember what size needles. I think I used 64 stitches. Let's put them on the blocker. But these socks have been around for quite a long time, unfinished. Oops, let's even them up a bit. There we go. It's a bit baggy there, doesn't it? Oh well, there we go, you get the idea. Super pretty, and I love this yarn because it's really hard wearing. You can tell it's, you know, it's going to wear well. Really pretty colours too. Look, it matches my outfit. I really love this colour with blue. It's so pretty. Huh, I should wear these really. Okay, so just to show you, there's the other one. So I have two Spreading the Love socks. I have one more finished thing, not too many finished things this time, but I have a few works in progress to show you. So my second finished thing is for our Be Happy Along, which ends in 2 days' time. So please, please, please post in the chatter thread and post your finished things in the finished things thread on Ravelry to be in for a chance to win a prize. I thought it was a better word to say, but anyway. So this is my finished thing for the Be Happy Along. I'm going to stand up, see if I can show you a bit better. It's got lots of reflection in it, hasn't it? That's quite good. So I just did some little, I think they're 1/2 inch hexies. Yeah, they're 1/2 inch. Just some fabrics. These are mostly my favourite fabrics. This one here is a lovely vintage Laura Ashley. I used to adore Laura Ashley when I was a teenager, sort of in the 80s. Oh, I just loved everything about Laura Ashley. Don't think there's any other Laura Ashleys in there. But such, oh, that's a Laura Ashley print there. This one was from Japan, from my lovely friend Maki. And I just stamped some little bees on randomly because they're in their honeycomb. And I put it in this kind of copper glass frame on the back. I left the papers in because obviously this bit will face the wall, so you won't see it. And I think it adds, the hexies keep their shape a bit better. So let's see a bit close. I'm sorry about all the reflection. I can't seem to do much about that. So there we go. I love it. It's very, very cute, and I'm looking forward to hanging it up. So yeah, and it's so easy. These frames are brilliant. I think they're fantastic for displaying all sorts of needlework because they're so easy. You just open them up. Let me see if I can show you. Just open them up with a little catch, and you can put whatever you want into them. It doesn't have to fill the whole space. Sorry, it's wonky now, but you get the idea. So I'm really chuffed with that, and I'm calling it my honeycomb frame. And I think it's brilliant. Oh, it's got finger marks all over it now, but yay! So that's 2 finished things today, and I think that's my third make for the Be Happy Along. I made 2 pairs of socks, yeah, and this, my third thing for the Be Happy Along. By the way, I am so loving the threads on Ravelry, the things that you've made, honestly. I feel so inspired every time I go over there just to have a quick look through and have a chatter. I'm literally blown away. Go, and even if you're not taking part in this make along, go and have a look. It is so inspiring, and the chatter thread is really lovely. Thank you to all of you who've been chattering in there and being so helpful and kind to other members who maybe need a bit more support, and maybe it's their first time. It's just so nice. Everyone's so kind and helpful and inspiring and lovely. So thank you so, so much. I'm feeling a lot calmer than I have been. I've been having issues with my anxiety, and I've been having really, I don't know if they're nightmares, but they're very scary dreams, mostly about family, and you know that feeling when you dream that somebody needs you and you can't get there. I've been having that a lot, and I think that's possibly related to my big brother. So they've been very disturbing dreams, and that was maybe less than a week ago. Anyway, that coincided with my decision to give up caffeine, just see how I felt without caffeine. Not that I drank a lot of caffeine. I probably had 2 cups a day, probably caffeinated coffee. I love, love, love coffee. We have an espresso machine. Hey, Papa. And it makes delicious coffee. So anyway, I decided, because they make caffeine or decaffeinated coffee as well. So I decided just to cut out caffeine completely. And it's not really been a hardship because the coffee is still delicious. You can taste a slight difference, but you know, nothing major. And I have to say, the last few days I have felt so much calmer inside. I always thought I needed caffeine, you know, to get myself ready for the day. But it turns out I don't think I do. When I have caffeine and get in the shower, my mind is racing like crazy of all the things I have to do in the day, and because I'm in the shower I've got nowhere to write them down, so I have to keep them in my head. So I'm thinking to myself, remember this, remember this, remember this, remember this, and I start making little rhymes in my head so I don't forget the things. But if I have a coffee, a caffeine-free coffee before my shower, I know this sounds strange, I'm so calm, and I can be mindful, you know, I can feel the water on me and feel my shower and enjoy, you know, washing my hair and just the process of being in the shower and enjoying the water and everything, which I know sounds really weird, but I never used to feel like that, and it's been a bit of a revelation to me. So I think my body doesn't really like caffeine, and I feel so much stiller in my mind and calmer, and I think in control. And ever since I've stopped having caffeine, I haven't had a bad dream. Isn't that amazing? It could be coincidence, quite easily it could be coincidence, but I'm going to carry on. My next podcast, I'll tell you if it's still helping. But yeah, but I found it quite amazing. So if you're struggling a bit with anxiety or bad dreams, give it a go, because it's not that hard. In the making. Right, my first in the making to show you is my Happy patchwork blanket, and I love it just as much, if not more, than last time. All the squares with the stitch markers on are new since last podcast. This is the middle 4, so that's just marking that. This one here is new. I did this one last night and I started this one. I didn't have time to finish it because it was getting late. So let's see. Now this square here is Bumble from my Bumblebee socks for the Be Happy Along, and that's by Peepaloo Fields. All these lovely stitch markers were all gifts from lovely viewers of the podcast and gorgeous friends who have been very sweet to me. This gorgeous pink here, it's looking a bit brighter than it is. This gorgeous pink was a gift from my lovely Rhonda, who is Birdie Butterfly on Instagram. This is Knox Yarn Maynard, and this was from my Oaklet shawl, so it's really lovely to be able to get some of my makes in here. There's one down here that's really pretty. This one here, gosh, I can't remember what that was, but I think it was from lovely Rhonda again. It's super lovely. She sends me the prettiest little minis. We swap every now and again because we're both making one of these blankets together actually. So they'll probably end up completely the same squares in them because we just love the same things. This one here was from the lovely Kay, Bakery Bears Kay. I think it's her Netherfields. It's one of Kay's own hand-dyed yarns, which I have a full skein of something gorgeous to show you in a while from Kay, and she sent me some little minis at the same time, so that's that. I think it's called Netherfield. And this one here is from the lovely Rhonda again, and cannot remember that one. I have got it written down, but I don't want to go rustling around too much for you. So look, it's so lovely. I don't ever want this blanket to end. Well, I'm saying that now, but I'm sure at some point I'll be going, oh, I need to finish this blanket. It's been 8 years. So when I finish this row here, this top row, I will have a square with these, oh, it's very tricky to show you, with these 4 in the centre. So then I'm going to have an end sewing in session. And then what I'll do is, keep adding a row around each side. And when I finish that row, I'll have another end sewing in session. But I absolutely love it more than coffee, more than chocolate, and even more than cake. That's how much I love it. It's so soft. I love the way the lines do this thing coming out. I had so much trouble with my lines in the beginning, and even last night when I put this lovely lilac one in, I sat on the sofa and thinking, oh, how am I going to get the line to go this way? And I couldn't figure it out, and I couldn't figure out which square to start with. Honestly, my brain. But I found it easier if you start in the middle of a row rather than at one end. So yes, that's my happy patchwork blanket, and I adore it. And I've got lots of tiny little bits of yarn left, so I'm going to make a mini one at some point. So that's that. Second up, let me have a sip of my tea. Second up are my strawberry field socks. This is a pattern by my lovely friend Amber, who's Makers Haven, both on Instagram, and she's got a shop, Makers Haven, that's right, and Ravelry. No, on Ravelry she's Amber Crawley, but she's just come out with her very first sock design, and it's strawberry fields. Let me show you a picture. I'm sorry for all the unorganisation, but that's the way I seem to roll. It's a free pattern, which is so generous. Look at those. She's made them as little shorty socks there. But I'm going to make mine as longer socks. And basically the pattern is, I think she does the toe with you. Yeah, that's right, she does the toe, all the pattern, and for the heel, she suggests you use the Fish Lips Kiss heel by, I think it's a socks therapist, which is I think $1 or something on Ravelry, and it's a brilliant heel. But as usual, Amber knows me too well to know that I wouldn't not do my whirlwind toe. So I did a whirlwind toe, but look at this pattern. It is absolutely adorable and just like strawberry. So cute. Let me get a blocker so I can put it on and show you a bit clearer. I love this, and Amber is, everything she does is just cute and lovely. She has such a lovely style and she's such a lovely person. So there we go. How adorable is that pattern? Just like strawberry seeds. And I'm loving it. I used the heel. I didn't use a Fish Lips Kiss heel. I used the heel from, it's the same heel as my Molecular Orbital socks, which is this pattern. I took the heel from this. This is the socks I made for the Be Happy along, and they're called my Sweet Bee socks, and they're on Ravelry if you want to find the link to this pattern. So I took the heel from this pattern, and I think it looks really nice. It's a very just sleek, neat, tidy heel. So I'm just going to knit up the leg and do, I think I might do a twisted rib on this one. I love them so much. Little bunny there, look. Bunny. This shows, this progress creeper just shows where I started decreasing for the gusset here. increasing. My gorgeous bunny blockers from the Knitting Shed, they always feature. The yarn, that's what I was going to tell you. This is so pretty. So strawberry as well. And it's from Herbstblatt Regina in the colourway Rose Hips Are Red, and it's her Witch Hazel fingering weight yarn. 100% virgin merino wool. So there's no nylon in there actually. So, but it feels very substantial. It doesn't feel like it's going to wear out or anything. So I think they'll be absolutely fine. And the colour's gorgeous. I've been waiting to use this yarn. And this was a perfect project for it. I was going to use it in the autumn because that's obviously when rose hips are around. But when I saw Amber's pattern for these strawberry socks, I thought, wow, that's going to look so pretty. So that's what I'm using, and it's gorgeous. I think it might be one that is one of her colours that she can re-dye, but it's very pretty. It's much pinker on the screen. It's a little bit more, I guess a little bit more coral, and it's got lighter shades and mid shades. It's just variegated and beautiful. There we go. So that's my second in the making, and I'm really enjoying them. I don't think I'm ever going to get bored of socks. I kind of for a while maybe lost a bit of steam, but they're just so lovely to have on the needles. They're pretty quick, not too many stitches, portable, love them. So these are my, I think I'm just going to call them Strawberry Field socks. So I love those. So I'm going to take it off the blocker and put it back in my project bag. Oh, and my project bag for this project is my gorgeous Liberty one from my lovely friend Antonella of Antonella Makes Podcast and Instagram. It's got this lovely spotty strawberry bottom, which I thought was perfect. My third in the making is my 3-colour cashmere shawl by Joji Locatelli. And I'm doing really well. I got kind of addicted to this. I think I'm a shawl knitter. After all my hassle, I think I'm a shawl knitter. How exciting is that? Right, I need to untangle a little bit. Oops. Okay. This is how far I have got. This is obviously upside down. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm going to stand up so I can attempt to show you a little better. Okay, so this is the top edge of the shawl here. Let me turn it. That would be sensible, wouldn't it? So this will be the top edge of the shawl. I hope this bit flattens out a bit here. So this was the first section I did. Such a simple pattern and really easy. It's just yarn overs 2 togethers, I think. And then we have some lovely stripes here. And then a slight texture pattern. That better? Don't know if you can see the texture of that. Lovely texture pattern on there. And I think I've got another pattern repeat to do on this section here, or maybe 2. And then it goes into a lace section, which is in this lovely natural colour. So I'm loving this. I love the long rows. I know, crazy. It's great TV knitting. You only literally have to remember to do something tiny at each end. And I love it. I'm quite a tight knitter. So I decided to do the beginning of every row. I decided to do knit 1, yarn over, knit 1 instead of knit 2. So I'm adding in a yarn over, and then I drop that on the next row, drop that yarn over. So it gives me a stretchier edge, because I think that was another problem I had with my bumblebee shawl, that my edge was really tight, and it still looks quite tight, but I'm hoping it will block out. I'm no expert, so we'll see. But I have all my stitch markers ready and waiting for the lace section. I'm not going to be shy on stitch markers. I'm going to use every stitch marker I have, and I think I'll need them all as well. So if you've ever sent me stitch markers, thank you so very much. So that's my 3 colour cashmere shawl. Let me show you a picture of it. I was so excited the other day. I was on Instagram, and Hohi Locatelli followed me, follows my feed. I was like, what? So exciting. There we go. So I'm on this section at the moment, which is this pink section. Ooh, there we go. This pink section here is this section. So all I've got to do is finish this section, do the lace section, which it doesn't look too hard actually. And then a little, I think that's a picot bind off. So I'm pretty happy with that. And Rhonda, Birdie Butterfly on Instagram, is making this too, because we both bought the same yarn when we went to 4 Pearls in Florida. And the yarn is Bar Savannah in fuchsia, in pretty and pink, and I think the other one was called La Perla. Gosh, I'm right. La Perla, pretty and pink, and fuchsia. It's really pretty yarn. That is so much brighter. I'm really struggling to show you the colour. So yes, yeah, really loving it. And who knew? I'm a shawl knitter. Magical arrivals. Okay, we've had some goodies this week. First up, I saw that the lovely Kay from the Bakery Bears was having a yarn update. And I've never bought yarn from her before, and I love Kay. She's just such a sweet, kind person, and she sent me some minis before, and I think one of them was hers. And I saw she was doing an update, and one of the colourways was Miss Marple. And I've been watching Miss Marple and really enjoying it. It's just a brilliant era for TV, I think. Anyway, yeah, so when I saw Miss Marple, I thought, oh, I need some of that. She also had a lovely Wild Violet, I think, which I really wanted, but she didn't have it in fingering, so I'm going to wait till she has that and pounce on it. But look at this. That is absolutely, look, this combination here is this colour I'm wearing again. I just love that so much. How pretty. And it's called Miss Marple, and it's on her Middleham base, which is 80% superwash blue face Leicester and 20% nylon. It's beautiful. It's a lovely base. It's very twisty. I don't think I've knitted on twisty yarn before, so I'm really excited. Kay said it's one of her favourite bases, so that's true endorsement, isn't it? Oh my goodness, I love that so much. And these are going to be knit up into some Miss Marple inspired socks. I don't know. Oh, that's right, Deb, who is Tink Hickman, I hope that's right, Deb, on Instagram, she was knitting some, and I was chatting to her about it. And then I found the lovely Instagram feed called This Handmade Life, and it's Olivia's feed, and she's a knitwear designer and just all-round loveliness maker, and she's such a sweet lady. I was chatting to her and she's so kind. Anyway, she has a range of patterns, I think maybe 5, all inspired by Miss Marple. One of them's called the Bluebird Cafe. This one is called At the Vicarage, and they're so pretty. I'm not generally into kind of lacy style socks, but These are absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to be knitting these. I don't know the best way to show you so it doesn't go, look how yellow it goes in the background. So they're absolutely beautiful. Oh, the lady who wrote this pattern is called Olivia Villarreal. There'll be a link in my podcast notes if you want to go and have a look at the patterns, or her Instagram feed, which I highly recommend. Is utterly beautiful. And as I say, she's such a sweet lady. So these are going to be my Miss Marple socks, and I think they're going to be gorgeous. And I'm going to be doing toe and cuff in coordinating colours, I think, because these look so pretty. I love Miss Marple, it's such a great series. So yes, that's my first magical arrival. Next up is a little treat from a lady who is in our Ravelry group, and she contacted me via Ravelry and said that she was making something which she'd entered into the Happy Make-Along, and she wanted to send it to me. And look at this. Let's see here. It's a needle lace penguin. Well, you can't really see it in all its detail, I don't think, but it's just lace. I mean, how amazing is that? I don't know if you can see as well, but it is incredible work. And the lady's called Hilary, and I thought she was so sweet because it took her, well, you can imagine, this is lace. It took her a few weeks, I think, and it's so cute. Let me hold it by his head. Oh, what does he, I think he looks like an Oscar the penguin. So it's so cute. So thank you, Hilary. I'm really touched because I can see how much work has gone into that. And she said you had to blanket stitch around the edge. And look how neat. Oh, you can't really see well enough, which is disappointing. But it's so neat. And look at the eyes. It's absolutely perfection. And so clever. I think I'd quite like it go at needle lace. Is it needle lace? She did tell me. Needle lace. But it's beautiful, and I just wanted to show it because I just thought it was so incredibly clever. So thanks, Hilary. I'll treasure that. I did say that I might do something for my nephew with it, my great nephew, but I'm not sure. Not sure if I can part with it. Okay. I had a lovely message via Instagram from such a kind lady called Anita, who has the company Antler and Acorn, and she makes the most incredible bags, so pretty and so sturdy and really good quality bags. And she contacted me and said she'd like to donate a prize for the Be Happy Along. So I said, oh, that would be so lovely. And a few days later along came the most amazing package. And not only was there 2 prizes, well, 3 really, for the make along, she also sent some bits for me. And look at this bag. So this is my bag. How lovely is that? It's a drawstring bag. And look at those bees. Oh, funny light. Look at those bees. They're the cutest, tubbiest little bumblebees. And it's a gorgeous drawstring bag with a box bottom. Really lovely and super made, superly made. Very well made. Lovely drawstring. And all of her bags, I think, anyway, the bags that I received all came with a little acorn progress keeper, which is super cute. And this is her little tag. Antler and Acorn, and it's so professional. And she's Antler and Acorn UK, Antler and Acorn UK, all one word, on Instagram. But again, there'll be a link on my show notes on my blog to her. But it's so beautifully made. I cannot recommend her bags highly enough. A lovely label here, antler and acorn. And I'll show you what she made for the prize a little bit later when I get onto that topic. But it's so gorgeous. Oh, yes, I have something in here too. She also dyed up this mini, especially for me. I mean, how lovely and how sweet. And it's called Golden Swarm. And her labels are so professional. Your labels are amazing, Anita. She's just starting to think about dyeing yarn and selling it, and I really hope she does, because I think it will be beautiful. So yeah, so cute. And not only did she send me that, she also gave me, oopsie, a stitch marker and a progress keeper. Oh, that's weird. That's the wrong way around. The 2 little dragonflies. So cute. And this little bumblebee pin, because that will be going on my pin bag when I get around to making one. So lovely. Anita, you are so generous and clever, so clever. So thank you so very much. I adore it. I always say on my podcast, sorry for the weird light, but I am, it is weird. I'm in my craft room, which faces north. So it's a gorgeous sunny day, but it's not very sunny in here. But I like to podcast in here because it's my space and I've got all my things here. Okay, we also had, actually I'm going to show you the bag that Anita sent for the Be Happy Along as well. So this is another prize for the Be Happy Along. How lovely is that? This one's a zip bag. Oopsie, zip bag. Again, the little acorn. Well, it's on the zip here, but it's a progress keeper, I guess, or a zip pull. But it's beautiful. And she also sent a progress keeper and some stitch markers for you as well. 2 little birds. So how kind. Honestly, I've had so many generous donations for the Be Happy Along, and I'm really touched, and it fills my heart with such joy. There's so much kindness in this world, and it's to be treasured. She also sent another prize, a little pouch, but I'm going to save that for another make along or giveaway. So yes, this is a prize, and I'm going to talk through the prizes in just a little while, because we now have five prize packs, and they are amazing. So when I say go onto Ravelry, put your finished items and chatter away, because the prizes are amazing. Now we've had another prize since I spoke to you last, and this one is from my lovely friend Ali. Ali is Jammy Pudding and Custard, which is such a good name, on Instagram, and she has a folksy shop. So this is, look at those little fat bumblebees. Oh, so many cute prizes. Look at this bag. Hand embroidered little bumble. And another one. How adorable. Little flower. A lovely pink zip. On the back is her lovely, lovely label. Oops. I love how you do those. So smart. And a little flower in the corner. I have to be careful because I've got other prizes in these bags. These are the kits already made up. So I'm not going to show you all of it because I don't want to give away the contents just for a few moments. And that's the lining. Tilda lining. It's so pretty and fantastically made. Oh, there's some amazing makers out there who really make high quality things. Why would you go to the shops and buy something machine made? Honestly, they're just not the same, are they? I love handmade. all the love and the time that goes into these things. It's so special. So yes, and I also would say I highly recommend going to Ali's shop, Jammy Pudding and Custard, on Folksy, link in my blog, because she makes the most incredible things. This is my favourite pincushion of all time, made by her. Look at that bee, the lovely Liberty fabric, but look at the back. I love those secret little details that they don't have to be there, because no one really is going to pick up a pincushion and go, oh, I bet there's something on the bottom. But what a little treat. It's so beautiful. And she's even stitched around her little label, Jammy Pudding and Custard. Ah, it's beautiful. Ali, you're a genius. Look. And she takes, I think she takes pre-orders or custom orders. And I think she also has things listed in her shop. And look at this. She also, I've had these things for quite a while. We did a swap once. And look at this teeny tiny needle case, which matches. Same fabric inside. So cute. Sorry, little bee, upside down. And I just keep a few needles and, oh, I love this safety pin. This is my favourite safety pin. It's the one I use to stick in my cord and then thread it through the top of my project bags. So it's my favourite safety pin of all time. That keeps in there, so it's nice and safe. So go to Ali's shop. She makes beautiful things and her attention to detail is second to none. Be happy, make along. So the make along is actually coming to an end. We've nearly had 6 weeks and it's been so much fun. Hard work. I find it quite hard to keep on top of all the Ravelry comments, and I really want to and I really enjoy it, but there's a lot to keep on top of, and yeah, it's quite time consuming but really worth it, and I'll definitely be doing more make alongs. Anyway, we've had up until this point, so today's Wednesday, this will probably come out on YouTube on Thursday, and the make along is going to end on Friday the 12th, and I'll probably just close it Saturday morning when I wake up to give everybody a good chance of getting their makes in. So please get your makes in. So far we've got well over 200 finished things. I think the last time I looked was 209, and the chatter thread is crazy busy. So that's been amazing and a real treat for me. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I did want to say thank you, but I think I may have already said at the beginning of the podcast, just thank you to all the kind ladies in that group who've been so helpful to others. It's such a lovely, kind chatter thread. I just love that everyone wants to help each other out, and it's so inspiring. So many amazing makes. There's such talent out there, and I feel so inspired to try lots of other new crafts and new patterns for knitting as well. So yes, you don't have long. It ends Friday, so just 1 or 2 days from when this podcast comes out, and if you don't watch it straight away, it would have finished. Prizes, I'll show you the prize packs in a minute. I will draw for the prizes and announce the winners on my next podcast, which will probably be in about 2 weeks' time. Can't promise, but I think that'll be about right. And just thank you if you have taken part in any way. If you started making something and not finished it, if you've completed a whip, if you finished one thing, if you finished 5 things, if you've just chatted, if you've been helpful, and just thanks for being there and supporting the Be Happy Make Along. It's been great fun and still is. It's still a little bit of time left. So I want to show you the prize packs. They're so amazing. Okay. So first of all, is this beautiful bag, which I've already shown you. Inside is, I've raided my stash for a couple of the yarn prizes. So inside this one, a set of toadstool stitch markers from Kate Stelline. Actually, they're not stitch markers, they're progress keepers. There we go. And you will also receive a skein of Juniper Moon lace weight Findley yarn. Let me read. It's called Findley Dappled Extra Fine Merino Wool and Mulberry Silk Blend, and it feels amazing. It's 50% wool, 50% silk, and it's 730 meters. This is from my stash, and as we had so many bag donations, I decided I'd take a few or 2 skeins from my stash, which was quite painful. But you're worth it. So this is such a beautiful colour. It's grey and deep violet and pink and kind of really soft pink. It's a bit more dusky than it's showing up on the screen. So this is package, we'll call this one package number 1. Whoopsie, I keep going the wrong side and making it all dark. So this is prize number 1. And I'll allocate the prizes, so the first winner will get prize pack number 1. So that's number 1. Number 2 is this gorgeous bumblebee bag, which I showed you a little bit earlier, from Antler and Acorn. And inside this bag are 1 stitch marker and 1 progress keeper, also from Antler and Acorn. And this beautiful daffodil skein of yarn. Is that better? It's not showing up quite as yellow as it is. And this is from Shirley, and she's Under an English Sky. And on Instagram she is Shirley Ann Knits. But I'll put all the links to all the lovely ladies who've donated and everything else in my podcast notes on my blog. So this is called Daffodil. And so that's prize pack number 2. Number 3. So this lovely bag, oopsie, let's turn it this way, is from the gorgeous Deb at Fondant Fibre, who donated this. And I showed you a bit. I think I showed this on, not my last podcast, but the podcast before that. But Deb so kindly donated this, and it's super pretty. Look at that lovely lace. She also donated this, which is stunning. A skein of her yarn. Her yarn is absolutely beautiful. And this is called Queen Bee, and it's from the Regal collection. And it's a spangle base, so it's got some sparkle. I think you can pick that up there. And it's superwash merino, nylon and stellina. And it's 100 grams. And look at those colours. Just so pretty. So that will go along with the bag. She also popped in there a lovely needle cozy to keep your knitting safe. She also popped in there a knitter's soap, which is honey and almond, so very appropriate. And she also popped in there, very generous Deb, honestly, people, they just fill my heart. And also, whoops, turn around little bee, and this cute little bee, and he's a stitch marker in gold, he's lovely. And again, I'll put Deb's link in my show notes on my blog. So that's an amazing package. So that's package number 3. So beautiful. I love these tiny floral prints. They're just gorgeous. Number 4. I know. Okay, first up, oopsie, is this beautiful drawstring project bag with bees all over it. and bee skeps down the bottom. And this was donated by my lovely friend Antonella. And inside I've popped in a little pin that I got from Etsy. See that little bumblebee? So that's a little pin. Oopsie. So cute. So that goes in that prize. The bag. And a skein of this gorgeous yarn. This was donated by Diane. Colour's gone funny again. This was donated by the lovely Diane of Elm Tree Yarns, and she's knitting bunting on Instagram. And this colourway is called Apply Dapply Jam Tarts, and it's one of her Beatrix Potter colourways, which I adore. I really feel I should have been born into a fairy tale or a children's story. It would be so nice. So much less worry and stress. Oops. So yes, thank you, Diane. It's absolutely beautiful. This is my skein actually, because she sent one for me, and this is your skein. I wanted to keep it all beautifully wrapped up. So that goes in lovely Antonella's bag for prize pack number 4. Whew, number 5. This, originally I was only going to have 4 prizes, but I received 4 lovely handmade bags from lovely ladies who donated them, and I know at the beginning I promised one of my bags, so I decided to make it 5 prizes. And this is my bag that I'm going to donate. So this is one of my new bags actually, which will be in my next update, which I'll talk about in a little while. So there's this bag with a little hexagon Be Happy on there, and it's one of my drawstring, I think I'm going to call it drawstring podgy bag, because it's really podgy and dumpy, which I love. I love that shape. So inside here I got a little needle gauge from Loop of London to go in it. Okay, it's a bee, I'm going to call it a bee skep, and it's got on the back, it's got all the measurements of all the needle sizes and the holes, and it's a little clip, so you could either clip it to your zipper pull, or if you've got a tab inside your bag, which this one has actually. My bags have a little tab inside, so I'm going to clip it to this. So that's, oops, there we go. And a lovely skein of London House yarns, also in this prize, and this is in Molly's Rainbow, and it's Molly Weasley's sweater, I think it was taken from a Molly Weasley sweater she was wearing, from obviously from Harry Potter, and it's beautiful. And this is for my stash as well, so I hope you like it. I like it. So yes, so that's 5 prizes, and they are amazing prizes, I think. In other news, I feel like I need a different name for this section. I feel like a newsreader. I feel like I need my spectacles on. In other news, I don't even know what I was going to tell you now. Oh yes, this weekend it's George's birthday. That's my son. So I will be making another birthday cake. He's asked for a really nice chocolate cake with the icing from cream and chocolate. I guess he means ganache. And he said he'd like it smothered in Maltesers. And Maltesers, if you don't know, if you don't live in the UK, I'm guessing you don't have them in other parts of the world, but they're basically like a little malty tasting honeycomb ball dipped in chocolate, quite thick chocolate. So they look like little chocolate balls basically. So I'm going to be making a chocolate cake, and I found Mary Berry, I think it's called Ultimate Chocolate Cake. So if it turns out nicely, I'll tell you about it next podcast. So yes, I'm going to be making a chocolate cake with ganache smothered in Maltesers and some kind of decoration. I haven't thought that far ahead, but I need to get a wiggle on because it's only a few days away. He's asked for an Indian takeaway because he's quite a home bird, so he'd rather be home having a takeaway than go out to a restaurant. He's very like me. And he's going to be 23. That's insane. It just seems like yesterday we were just bringing this gorgeous little bundle home from hospital. Oh, he was such a dear little baby, so cute. Anyway, so yeah, my baby's 23 and my other baby's 25 now. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that I bought some of these. They are called Stroop waffles. Should I say that with an accent? Stroop waffles. These are caramel waffles. They're really heavy. And what you do is you take one of these, you make yourself a cup of coffee or a hot drink, and you put the waffle on top of the cup, and the heat from the coffee makes them really gooey, and I can't tell you how delicious these are. I'm limiting myself to one a day, although I didn't have one yesterday, so that could mean I could have two today. Yeah, I wanted to share those. So I'll give you a close-up of the box. There we go. I've seen other brands of these, and I guess they'll do the same, but they are so nice. So if you fancy giving those a go, I would highly recommend it. All that's left is a tiny bit of shop news. There is not going to be an update until the last Friday of May. That's my new update, is the last Friday of every month. But I think that may change, but don't hold me to it. I'm just trying to find out a way that works best for me. Having one update at the end of the month is really nice, but if you miss the update, then you've got to wait another whole month. And also, for me, having such a big update in one go is hours and hours of packing orders. So I might break it up into alternate weeks. One week do stitch markers and a little secret thing I have coming, and the following week and then the following 2 weeks bags. But don't hold me to that. I need to consider this a bit more because I don't want to keep chopping and changing. So at the moment, the next update is the last Friday of May, which is the 26th, Friday the 26th of May at 6 p.m, which is UK time. It's British summertime, BST. I will be having bee bags. Various styles. I'm not quite decided yet. I've decided on 2 of them and I've got lots cut out ready to go. But I think there may be a third as well, but we'll see. So this is the bag that is for the giveaway, but I will be making these. I'm going to stand up so I can show you a bit better. So this gorgeous, look at these podgy bumblebees, they're so cute. And I stitched on this little hexagon. Oh, it's not very bright. With gold thread. I don't even know if that's showing up. Yeah, that looks nice. Inside is lined with a pale lining, kind of off-white cream, ivory, I guess. And it's got 2 lovely big pockets. Not necessarily edged in this fabric, but probably for the bumblebee ones. And my label, it's also got a little tab at the side, oopsie, with this removable ring, which I put in most of my bags. I think the last lot of drawstring bags didn't have this. I don't think, but maybe they did. So this opens and closes, so you can put all your stitch markers, progress keepers, scissors, things like that on there. And it has these lovely rope drawstrings. Oops. And this is my lovely podgy drawstring bag. Oops. So there'll be some of these, and there'll be some Tilda patchwork bags in the bigger size, and probably something else, but bag-wise, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I also wanted to show you my Progress Keeper and Stitch Markers sets, which I've started selling. Sorry, the light makes me laugh, I don't know why. And they were in my last shop update. I love making them, but I didn't have the chance to share them on my podcast to show you properly before my update. So that's how they're packaged. A little, what are these bags called? Oh, I've lost it. Kind of a nice bag. It'll come to me. What are they called? I don't know. A little kind of waxy bag with my card on. And inside you'll get a little ring which opens. I'm going to insert a couple of pictures here of the stitch marker sets because it's really impossible to show you them dangling around, but that's how they come, and then the little bag. And I'll just pop a few pictures in here so you can see. I've got lots of other sets in mind. I've got a magical unicorn set. I got only slightly inspired by Harry Potter set, and I've bought lots of lovely glass flower beads. So yeah, there's lots of lovely things coming up, and yeah, so I'll have more of those too on my next update. And I think that's absolutely everything. And before I go, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been in touch with me lately. I get so many lovely heartwarming emails and messages, and I really, really appreciate them. And I appreciate all my comments on Instagram. I don't always reply unless somebody's asked me a specific question. I always reply to those. And if I haven't, I apologise. I do try. But I read all of your comments and I absolutely love them, and they literally make my day. So thank you. And I seem to have lots of new subscribers on the podcast, which is amazing. So hello everybody. Hello everybody who's new, and to all of you who come back to all my podcasts or just dip in every now and again. Thank you so much for supporting me and my podcast. It's wonderful, and I'm really loving it. I'm really loving it, and I have lots of ideas for the future. So just thank you. And to all the people who've joined the Ravelry group, it's insane, honestly. I have no words really, but you've made me so happy. So thank you very much. Anyway, I'll see you soon. I hope you have a lovely crafty time until I see you next, and stay well and happy. Bye. This way. Here we go. Hello.